Alright, so just got back from the 80th International Church of God General Assembly, where I competed in Hammond organ in the team town. Subsequently, I finished second, and my brother finished first for strings plucked on the guitar. So I thought after experiencing that in its fullness and its full capacity, that I'd give you guys a full long-form video on how to back up a preacher when playing the Hammond organ. So, start. Get everything turned on. Just want to be sure you also remember how to turn these things on. Let's say it's your first time playing or you're filling in and you backed up a preacher on the piano before but never an organ. Like always, hold the start switch for 8 seconds, hold the run switch for 2 seconds subsequently while holding the start switch at the same time. Everything should be turned on now. So, backing up a preacher is more of an art form than it is theory. Because, yes, you didn't know a lot of theory to do it. However, you have to be very attentive watching your other musicians and your preacher all at the same time. So, excuse me, start. I typically like to start on the B flat, typically with the first 5 and the last one out. This gives me really full sound that's not overbearing. Now, a lot of people like to bring out all of them. I really don't like to do that because it seems like it's too much and can overpower the preacher. I always like to sit. In an interview I saw, this guy, I can't remember his name, but he said he likes to sit one below. So what he does is he pulls them all out, but brings out the higher end, staircases them. And that really gives you this really full, perfect sound in a way. Now, before we get started into the actual chords, I'm probably going to talk about drawbars for a while. So a lot of the times, and let's say it's just finishing the service, we're done with the worship, I need to pad my way into getting ready to back up the preacher. A lot of the times, just bring out the first and third one and pull them back to about 5. The bass pedal's out, of course. Backing up a preacher, I stay in C, G, and F. It's very common, the crowd, the congregation, and the preacher can really accommodate it well. Now, of course, a lot of times you see some of these African American churches, they'll stick a lot in F sharp or C flat. That's really not comfortable for me. I'm not the greatest in the flat keys, but sometimes I will be, but I'm not really comfortable backing a preacher there because the scales are a little more awkward. However, if you stick with C, F, and G, really good starting ground. You can just take some of your basic chords. Like, for example, let's start with the C7. A lot of times you can just, when the pastor says a big line, and that's a good starting ground. Sliding into a 7 chord, a major 7 chord. So think about the preacher, he's getting real powerful, says a big line, and the drummer starts going. Good starting ground, but not always the greatest. You can change that up. Instead of just going, start with a accent note. What I did there, I started with, you notice it's a C note and a B flat note. Those are the 1 and the 7 and a C major 7 chord. 1, 4, 5, 6, flat 7. So I accented that. I went up to a C diminished, dropped the 3rd, raised the 5th, then I went down to a, did that line again. So all in all, it's, and I don't use that a lot, but figured I'd show it to you guys because it's very common that I will use it when it's necessary. If the pastor's preaching the key of C, because one thing you got to learn is what key your pastor is preaching in. My pastor preaches a lot in C, F, and G, so I'm able to find myself real easy. But your pastor may preach an F sharp or G7. I don't know. It could be any of the keys. However, I like to stick in the major keys, all keys that have very minimal black keys in them, which would be F, only has a B flat, and G only has an F sharp. So, another thing that I like to do, and this I'm taking directly out of the YouTube short that I saw. I'll probably link it in the description if you want to watch it for yourself. But it's a really fun preaching chord progression you can do in the key of F. Now, this is mainly for piano, but with bass pedals, you can go really far. So, for example, it starts out with C, D, and F. And with Hammond organ, you gotta remember you have infinite sustain. So on a piano, you gotta have to hold the sustain pedal. However, on the Hammond organ, they give you the really powerful hits with the drums. Hold out the top note. You wanna hold out the F. Keep holding out. And a more in-depth look at that is, I start out with, I play the equivalent of a F7 modified. So it's, which would be G, B flat, C, D, and F, over an F and an E, and that gives you all in one. Then I would drop in the left hand, so it's still F and E flat, but now it's F and D. Then I go to the diminished, F diminished. Keep holding it out. Change that to basically a G minor 7, but with a D involved. I'm going to hold down an A in the left hand. And just walking it out. And when I'm walking it up, I keep, it changes very minimally. So After you do, you go back to the F and E flat, then play that same chord again, but with an A in the left hand, or on the bass pedal. Then we're going to go back to that second chord that we learned, but we're going to play it as A flat, C, D, and F over B flat. Then we're going to lower the C note to a B note, would be natural. Then go to F7. And what you can do for that, say your pastor is just naming off things, and you hear some of these Church of God or Church of God in Christ speeches, or the and. You gotta remember that. You have to watch for the power of God. You can go with the preacher. Just follow one. And it might be going a little fast, it may not be understanding, but I've only been playing for about a year. I just want to express my love for this instrument out to you. So, that's one of the more recent ones that I learned. But, if you want to learn one that I use a lot, got this from Kurt Buell. He's a session player for Nashville. Plays in a bunch of CCM records and regulars Mount Paran Church of God in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as some Nashville and some non-denominational churches, all Pentecostal movements, by the way. This starts on pretty much the same concept as the other one, where you're breaking up the chord, because a lot of times people will just play, and that just sounds very basic and like your average pop song, but we're in church. We're nowhere near basic, nowhere near normal, what everybody would say. So we have to get creative. To start with an A and B flat in the left hand, and a G and C note in the right hand. This breaks up the C7 chord. I'm going to play a D minor 7 over D and C. In both hands, we'll play an E flat, F sharp, A, and C. Then I play the same chord in the left hand. Instead of playing a C in the right hand, I'll move my pinky up to a D. Then I just resolve to a C7. And when I say it's an art, backing up a preacher, I really mean that. It's hard because sometimes you'll get preachers that all they really need is something as basic as this. Or you can get preachers that need find where the balance is between going crazy, going too simplistic, and find the balance for you. A lot of churches don't have an organ, but if yours does and you're looking to play it, experiment. Figure out how to play it, figure out what the difference is between a piano and organ. You have some videos out that explain the difference. Semi-okay, they're not the greatest, but I try my best. So, one last thing I'm going to show you for backing up a preacher is octave lines. A lot of times I hear these churches, those really fast organ licks that sound like really full, they're octaves. So take, for example, I want to slow it down, like a G or C7 scale. So they'll just play. That's a C7 scale. A C7 major pentatonic blues scale, I think. Probably just butchered the name of that, but it's some sort of C blues scale. And what's amazing about it is, you can take that. The last thing I'm going to show you, I promise, is my favorite thing to do in the Hammond organ, and that's create a rumble. And if you hear a noise hit in the back, that's because we have a bunch of microphones on top of the Leslie, and they probably fall off. But essentially what it is, pull out first 4 drawbars, and you only do it on the lower octave. And it doesn't matter which one you do. You can play like the equivalent of a C7, or you can do what a great guy taught me is, move your hand back and forth. Just put your palm. That creates a really big rumble. And that can be really good where the preacher is building up and you want to create some tension. Some really fun tension. And then, the most important thing you can learn is slides. The preacher sometimes, you need to do, sorry about that. That's just very basic, you just, fun for, let's take the third drawbar out. It's really basic. That's about it. That's pretty much all I know on backing up a preacher. Most of it is just some listening to God, figuring out what to do, and being on time, doing everything that you're supposed to. Very important tip I'm going to leave with you guys. Watch your drummer, your pianist, and your guitarist, and the vice versa goes for the other instrumentalists or musicians too. Watch the other musicians for cues, especially your worship leader. Watch him for cues. If he tells you to quiet down, tells you you're too loud, listen to him. He's not there to attack you. He's there to build you up and help the band and you sound the best possible person you can be. So, have a great day. Thanks for watching.